something serious is unfolding. Tourists around the world are quietly backing away from the United States, and it's starting to show. Florida's beaches, deserted. Nevada's casinos, unusually quiet. This isn't just a dip in tourism, it's a growing global boycott, and it's accelerating. States are feeling the pressure. And the question on everyone's mind is, who's next? Which state will be the next to vanish from international travel plans? Watch until the end. You might be surprised who at number 1. Let's get started. Number 10, Florida. Florida, the Sunshine State, is slowly becoming the empty beach chair state. Once a dream destination for millions, it's now raising eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. In 2023, more than 3.3 million Canadians visited Florida, spending billions on sandy beaches, luxury cruises, and Mickey Mouse ears at theme parks. But this year, everything has changed. Bookings are down by over 70%, and the travel industry is in full panic mode. So what's scaring people away? It's a mix of politics, rising prices, and bad PR. Florida has made headlines with controversial laws, including those targeting immigration, education, and LGBTQ+ communities. This has led many international tourists to feel unwelcome. Combine that with skyrocketing hotel rates, hidden resort fees, and the overall cost of travel, and suddenly Florida isn't looking like a budget-friendly paradise anymore. Tourists are choosing alternatives places, where they feel more relaxed, respected, and where their dollar stretches further. In response, local businesses are scrambling. Resorts are cutting fees, theme parks are tossing out last-minute discounts, and even restaurants are dialing up the friendliness. But despite their efforts, hotel lobbies are quieter, beaches are less crowded, and shop owners are starting to ask the one question nobody wants to hear. Where is everybody? This isn't just a temporary slump. Florida is at risk of losing its reputation as a global tourism magnet. If things don't turn around, the palm trees, sunshine, and Disney magic might not be enough to bring people back. Number 9, California. California, the land of Hollywood dreams, golden coastlines, and palm-lined boulevards. But in 2025, that sparkle is starting to fade. Once a magnet for global travelers, the Golden State is now watching international tourists say, maybe next time. Especially visitors from Canada and Europe, who are now choosing other sunny destinations with fewer headaches. Just look at the numbers. Los Angeles International Airport has reported a 28% drop in overseas arrivals this year. That's not a small dip. That's a major red flag for one of the world's most visited places. So what's turning California into a global travel warning sign? A cocktail of ridiculously high prices, constant political unrest, and growing safety concerns. Visitors expecting red carpets and sunshine are instead navigating homeless camps, graffiti-covered landmarks, and insane traffic. Meanwhile, countries like Portugal, Croatia, and Greece are offering safer, cheaper, and more welcoming experiences, making California feel like a high-risk, low-reward gamble. Tourism boards are scrambling to rebrand, but the damage is done. Travelers don't want to pay top dollar to feel unsafe or unwelcome. Number 8, Nevada. Nevada, the land of flashing neon lights, endless parties, and dreams of striking it rich. But in 2025, the dream is starting to fade. Once a global magnet for fun-seeking tourists, especially from Canada and the UK, Nevada is watching international visitors fold their hands and walk away. Las Vegas, long a top 3 destination for foreign travelers, is now dealing with empty casino floors, plummeting convention bookings, and steep hotel discounts just to keep rooms occupied. What's behind the bust? A mix of skyrocketing costs, travel tensions, and a growing international boycott that's no longer being whispered. It's being shouted. The state's once glamorous appeal is losing its shine fast. And when tourists feel unwelcome or overcharged, they take their money elsewhere. Number 7, New York. New York, the city that once symbolized the American dream, is facing a harsh new reality in 2025. With its iconic skyline, Broadway lights, and the Statue of Liberty, you'd think it's untouchable. But tourists are thinking twice. What used to be a dream vacation is now a skip on the itinerary. In 2023, over 66 million visitors came to the Big Apple. Fast forward to 2025, and international arrivals are down nearly 25%, draining billions from the tourism economy. Hotels have empty wings, Broadway is discounting seats, and fancy restaurants are desperate for exposure. The reasons? Nonstop noise, safety fears, crowded subways, and sky-high prices. Imagine paying $7 for water in Central Park. No, thank you. Even Canadians, once loyal visitors, are flying to cheaper, calmer cities. New York's shine is fading. If this continues, the Empire State may soon become the empty state. Number 6, Texas. Texas, where everything's supposed to be bigger, the food, the festivals, and the fun. But in 2025, what's growing fastest is the number of missing tourists. Once a major hotspot for international visitors, Texas is now facing a tourism downturn that's raising eyebrows and shrinking wallets. In 2023, visitors from Canada, Mexico, and across Europe spent more than $400 million enjoying all things Texan, from BBQ fests and tech expos to cowboy culture and rodeos. But that enthusiasm is drying up. Canadian visits are down nearly 70%, and European agencies are advising clients to pick friendlier spots. The reasons? Political controversies, immigration crackdowns, and laws that many foreigners view as unwelcoming. But it's not just vacationers. Major conventions, global sports events, and business expos are canceling Texas from their calendars. That's millions in lost revenue. Dallas hotels are throwing out bargain deals. Austin's music scene is begging for global talent. And even Houston malls are feeling empty. Number 5, Michigan. In 2025, Michigan, once the go-to getaway for Canadian weekenders, is facing a tourism freeze that's rattling even its coziest lake towns. Known for its Great Lakes, historic lighthouses, and auto legacy, Michigan is suddenly losing traction with international travelers. Just 2 years ago, border crossings from Windsor to Sault Ste. Marie were packed with eager visitors. Today, traffic has dropped by over 30%, and hotel bookings in hotspots like Traverse City are drying up fast. The reason? A growing wave of Canadian and European visitors say they no longer feel welcome. With stricter immigration policies, political tension, and rising anti-foreigner sentiment, Michigan's once warm reputation has cooled. Add soaring prices for hotels, food, and car rentals, and many tourists are saying, why bother? In 2023, Canadian visitors spent $1.4 billion in Michigan. This year, nearly $600 million of that is gone. Is this a seasonal dip or a lasting decline? Only time will tell. Number 4, Maine. Maine, once the cozy coastal escape loved by Canadians, especially Quebecers, is feeling the chill in 2025, and it's not from the Atlantic breeze. Known for its peaceful lighthouses, postcard-worthy beaches, and mouth-watering lobster rolls, Maine was a summer tradition for nearly 2 million Canadians in 2023, who spent over $400 million in the state. But now, visits have dropped more than 60%, and the projected tourism loss is a staggering $250 million. But fast forward to 2025 and the tide has turned hard. Hotel cancellations are through the roof, boardwalk shops are cutting hours, and even the busiest beach towns feel strangely deserted. So what happened? It's not about the natural beauty, it's about the atmosphere. More and more Canadians say they don't feel welcome. Tighter border controls, political tension, and rising anti-immigrant sentiment have chilled the once warm Maine welcome. Maine's biggest question now, can it bounce back? Number 3, Arizona. Red rocks, wide open skies, sunsets that set the desert on fire. For decades, Arizona was a bucket list favorite for travelers from across the globe. But in 2025, that dream is drying up fast. Empty hotel rooms, quiet canyons, national parks with more tumbleweeds than tourists. Arizona, once a hotspot for Canadians escaping winter and Europeans seeking epic road trips, international tourism has dropped by nearly 40%. What happened? Many foreign visitors now say the state feels unwelcoming. Tighter immigration laws, intense border enforcement, and harsh political tones have left travelers feeling more like suspects than guests. Combined with rising costs for flights, hotels, and national park fees, Arizona is falling off the travel map. In 2023, international visitors spent $1.1 billion here. But by mid-2025, projected losses could exceed $400 million. Sedona, Flagstaff, even the Grand Canyon, once swarming with visitors, now feel oddly quiet. Ranger tours are being cut. Resorts offer Groupon deals. So here's the big question. Can Arizona's natural magic outshine its political shadow? Or is this desert wonder slipping into global irrelevance? Number 2, Georgia. Known for its southern hospitality, sweet tea, and deep musical roots, Georgia was once a tourist hotspot. But in 2025, the charm seems to be wearing off. Once packed with tourists snapping selfies on film sets, or lining up for legendary soul food in Atlanta, the state is now seeing a sharp drop. And not just a dip, a 35% plunge in international visitors. That's not just bad luck, it's a warning sign. What's to blame? A mix of political controversies, voting laws sparking outrage, and rising safety concerns have scared away travelers. Some European travel sites even marked Georgia with a caution advised label. Bad news for a state that made $1.6 billion from foreign visitors just 2 years ago. That figure is expected to shrink by $500 million this year. So now the biggest question is, can Georgia make a comeback and earn back global trust? Or has the damage already been done? Number 1, Washington. Foggy mornings, world-famous coffee, and towering tech hubs. Washington was once a dream stop for global travelers. But in 2025, that dream is fading fast. The state is facing a massive tourism backlash. Once packed with visitors snapping pics at the Space Needle or tasting fresh seafood at Pike Place Market, Washington is now witnessing a 40% drop in international arrivals. The buzz? Gone. The reason? A storm of political clashes, immigration issues, and viral stories from foreign tourists who felt unwelcome. That negative attention led to European travel platforms slapping on caution warnings, and the impact is brutal. In 2023, international tourists brought in $1.3 billion. In 2025, losses could hit $600 million. Even cruise lines are skipping Seattle for friendlier Canadian ports. Hotel and food prices, pushed sky high by the tech boom, have priced out many visitors. The question remains, can Washington fix its image, or is the drizzle here to stay? So there you have it, 10 U.S. states facing global boycotts. From political tensions to public safety concerns, these places are learning the hard way that reputation matters, and the world is watching. If you found this video helpful or surprising, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications bell so you don't miss more content like this. Have you traveled to any of these states recently? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experience. Thanks for watching, and see you again in next video.